leading up to it was the toughest part because I had to do all the mental prep.
Right.
But it's a constant battle to not make it my identity. Does it
Right.
make you so proud, or does it make you super depressed when you lose? Because at the end of the day, it's a game. It has nothing to do with your eternity. Even if you lose, that doesn't mean you're not a good player. You are more than a pickleball athlete.
Right.
It's a game we play.
Hello everybody, my name is Coach Nico and I'm with BP2 Asia, and in today's video we have a very big honor. I am with one of the top players in the Philippines. It is Jane Lim-Narvasa. Hi Sarah, how are you doing?
Hi Nico, I'm good. Good.
So this particular video, I reached out to Sarah and I said, hey Coach Sarah, I want to talk more about the mental side of pickleball. I want to talk more about being a good player on the court, not just physically and not just as an athlete, but also, how do you be respectful? How can you be competitive, but still show respect to your opponents? And of course, just like all of the things that you're processing as an athlete in the middle of the game or even post game. So, first off, for people who don't know you, who is Sarah Jane?
Who's Sarah Jane? Wife to Ken, mom to Piper, pickleball player, professional, believer, lover of Jesus. That's mainly it.
Awesome. And for Sarah Jane, before you got into pickleball, what did you do? What was your main thing?
My main thing. Before pickleball, I was trying to get back to obstacle course racing.
Interesting.
So before the pandemic, before the SEA Games, I was part of the national training pool of obstacle course racing.
Wow.
But because of mental things,
Okay.
I couldn't handle it. I was like, I'm going to quit because it's not good mentally for me.
Okay.
And that was a tough decision because it was the year of SEA Games. I could have gone to SEA Games.
Wow, interesting.
First time ever. But I'm like, it's not worth it.
Okay.
I wasn't happy. So I quit I quit the training pool, but I still did the sport because I really liked it. And then 2019 was the SEA Games. 2020, the pandemic happened. Decided to get pregnant, have a baby. Then I was slowly making my way back to competing in obstacle course. And then somebody just invites me to this pickleball introduction in our church, CCF.
Wow. And what year was that?
2023.
Okay, wow. So not too long ago.
Not too long ago. Like 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now.
Wow.
April 2023.
Okay.
And I was super reluctant because I'm like, I'm done with racket sports. I really love running. I really love obstacle course racing. But I'm going to do it because she's my really, really good friend. And then I show up with meds. My friends were not even there because they got sick. Rodel Chu was the one doing the introduction, and I tried it, and I was like, it's actually pretty fun.
Right.
And then I never stopped playing.
And the rest is history at that point. So So would you say that you are one of those players who played once or twice and immediately got hooked?
Because I bought a paddle like a few days later.
Yeah.
It was like a fiberglass paddle.
Oh, wow.
And then a week later, I bought a Franklin paddle.
Okay.
And then a week later, I bought a ProKenix paddle.
So now it's serious. You've bought a ProKenix
I got
paddle.
serious so quick.
Wow.
And then we lined up our court here.
Right.
It was still all cement. And then we just lined it up with chalk, started playing.
Those are the OG days.
Yep.
Yeah. And so the third shot, where we're at right now, home court, tell me a little bit about that, because it went from drawing chalk lines to something much more. So.
Yeah. So third shot wasn't a court originally. It was a group.
Okay.
It was a group with me, Leander, Kim, and Mids.
Okay.
So at that time, there were different pickleball clubs, like Manila Pickleball Club and other ones. I wasn't part of it because I was just playing here at home. But then I noticed that there were like club wars.
Interesting.
So people were getting jealous that this guy is playing for this team, this tournament, and they're not training there anymore. And I'm like, that sounds very toxic. Let's make a no club pickleball club where everyone's just welcome and we can all play together. And that's where third shot started.
Interesting.
So we did like, Leander and Kim were the top players at that time. They still are. And we would go around, we would assist them while they coached. and we would play with other people.
Neat.
So it was more inclusive of everybody else. And we would always say, we're not affiliated to any club because we want to play with everybody.
So inclusivity over exclusivity. That was the idea.
And then eventually we put up a court. We still don't call it a club. Everyone's welcome to train here, no matter what club, what team, which sponsor you belong to. Actually,
like on Reclub, which is how you can book the court, right? Yeah. Like I'm in the member of your court here, and I get notifications like every day. There's just people.
It's fully booked.
Nonstop. So, and it's we're in Makati right now. So I just came from BGC, and it was literally just 10 minutes away. So another big question that I want to ask as we start here is, what does it mean representing the Philippines as a pickleball player?
It's important to me because we are the first ones doing it, trailblazing.
Literally.
Leander and I are on tour several months, like almost every month we're out of the country. We're going through 2 PPAs, different tournaments, and I feel like we're the only ones this busy in tournaments, and this is our source of living.
Right.
And when I say I'm a Filipino and we're the ones doing it, I feel the responsibility to encourage other Filipinos to pick up a paddle, train, tour, and hopefully this gets to be their job too.
Cool.
So it's not so much as like a look at me, I'm so good. I see it as, Sarah, since you did it already and you're there, then you teach others and you help others get there.
Very neat. So definitely in a way, like the ate role, right? Where
because I know the man, it's not going to be long, and I don't take pride so much in the titles. Parang it's so what if it's just me? It's important that I get to share it with other people and you actually contribute something to the community.
Right.
Like, so what if you're number one, that you don't help other people get better? It doesn't make sense for me. That's not fulfilling for me when everything is centered on the self.
Right. And that goes all again with what you were just sharing earlier with the whole inclusivity versus exclusivity. Tell us a little bit more, and to the viewers, a lot of people have seen on photos or on video that you usually have something written on your paddle. And it's usually like neon colored. And so tell us a little bit more about that. Why do you write, and what do you write on your paddles?
I write what I want to be reminded of on court. So right now, the one on my paddle says, "Play the ball."
Okay.
And it's a quote from Roger Federer. It says, "You play the ball, you don't play your opponent. Be free in your mind, be free in your shots, go for it." So I wrote that because sometimes I feel like I'm scared to lose over like specific people or specific tournaments. And I'm afraid, what will people say? Too much thinking about non-essentials, or like not important things. So play the ball is just to remind me to focus on the strategy, to focus on playing. It's nothing personal with your opponent.
Right.
Detach my identity, my sense of self-worth from the result of the match, and just play pickleball.
Right.
It's a game.
Right.
Play the ball.
Play the ball. I love that. Let's go on that a little bit. You say it's not your identity. How many athletes do you think, though, struggle so much with pickleball is my identity, this sport has become my life, and my life is pickleball, and it maybe breaks them even when they do lose? Like,
I think we all struggle with it. I mean, as an athlete, I constantly have to fight it. Like I said, that's, I'm paid for playing, so my sponsorships is dependent on how well I play too.
Right.
So there's always that temptation to make it your identity. Even if I say like it's not, but it's a constant battle to not make it my identity. And I think it's a constant temptation for every athlete not to make it their identity. And then you can catch yourself when it does it is starting to become part of your identity and your self-worth is becoming anchored to it. When you lose, do you, like, how heavy does it feel?
Right.
Do you think more negatively of yourself, of your sense of self-worth after you lose? Do you think you're less of a person? Or the other way around, if you are good, if you are beating so many people, do you think you're better than other people? Do you treat people who are less skilled than you not as good as those you think are in your level? So those are kind of signs that you attach your identity to pickleball, to your results. Does it make you so proud, or does it make you super depressed when you lose? Because at the end of the day, it's a game. It has nothing to do with your eternity.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I would say also that there's going to be one day where for all athletes, you won't be at the same level that you are now or that you were 3 years ago.
Retire.
Right.
You won't be a professional pickleball athlete at 70 years old. So if you make it your identity, you're going to be a grumpy old person who's just looking back in life and saying, oh, once upon a time. You can't really appreciate the present. You are more than a pickleball athlete.
Right.
It's a game we play.
And, you know, one of the things that I see often, I even find myself saying this sometimes, usually I'm on the court almost every day, at least 4 hours, maybe 8. I feel like that's even more so for somebody like yourself, where this is your livelihood in a sense. This is your way of your occupation. You're a professional athlete. That when you do see somebody like Sarah Jane or just other players in Baguio in normal clothes, it's like, oh, this is what you actually look like in real life. But and I catch myself saying that jokingly to some players, or people say that to me when I show up not in athletic attire. But then it is kind of a funny reminder because it does remind me of, like, that's right, it's just pickleball. Like, I do have an entire life that exists outside of the sport, and it's not just what I can do on the court that determines my entire self-worth. Like, so.
It's not that important. It's important. It's not that important.
Something you mentioned a minute ago, though, about performance. What is, if you're willing to be open about this, what is the pressure? Or I know you handle this really well, but for some athletes in global pickleball, like, what is the pressure that you have to deal with? Where for some players, your performance does determine who sponsors you or who's going to be your next signing company. Like, kind of walk us through that.
Yeah. So how I always see it, I'm signed with Saipik now for a year. So at least that's good for me. I don't have to think about the whole year. But every year or every end of the year, I always just say, well, I don't know if I'm going to be a professional pickleball next year, but I know God will take care of me. I'm never sure of what's going to happen every year.
Right.
Ever since I started working, I was always not sure because God has always led me in different paths. When I graduated, I became a homeschool teacher, and that was not part of the plan. After that, while homeschooling, I went to obstacle sports. It wasn't part of the plan.
Right.
And then pandemic happened, was not part of the plan.
Right.
Then pickleball, just wanted to do it, became a professional, wasn't part of the plan. So every year it's like, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I just have to hold it loosely.
Right.
I can't try to control everything because I can't. So if God tells me that, okay, this year, you're not going to be a professional pickleball player anymore, it will probably hurt, but then, okay, God, I mean, you've taken care of me for the last 33 years. You're going to take care of me. I know your plans are really good. Because so far, everything has been great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a struggle sometimes transitioning, but you've always taken care of me.
Right.
So I think just being welcome that your life is going to change. It's not going to be forever. And you just have to remind yourself that one day, that day is going to come.
Right.
It can come earlier than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Just welcome it if it comes.
That's awesome.
And, well, I still have to be excellent.
Right.
It's not like I'm going to throw it.
Right.
So I'm going to be excellent in everything. And if it's just not my time anymore, it's not my time anymore.
Right.
And if it's still my time, then praise God, I
Right.
still keep doing it.
The idea of just working in excellence and being a good steward over everything that God has given you and blessed you with. Yeah, it's awesome. So another question I want to ask, and this is more on the sportsmanship side and just the mental side of being a professional athlete. What does good sportsmanship look like on the court at a pro level?
Okay. It starts internally, seeing your opponent as another human being worthy of respect. First of all, they're not the enemy.
Yes.
They are someone you're playing against, and obviously both of you want to win, but at the end of the day, you guys are equals, same level of worth, so you should treat them with respect no matter what.
Right.
That looks like giving the ball properly. That looks like not taunting, and because it's okay to celebrate. But if your mindset is, I want to mess him up, then that's different.
Right.
You're not focused on skill.
Right.
You just want to destroy the person or something. I think everything that you do is determined by why you're doing it. So why are you giving the ball? Why are you celebrating like that? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it because you want to do something not good towards your opponent?
Right.
Good sportsmanship, to me, I see someone saying, hey, that was a great shot.
Yeah.
Because you appreciate that he's also a very well-skilled person that can beat you.
Right.
So you're not like salty about him beating you or making good shots, because he trains too. That person trains too.
Right.
That person works hard too.
Right.
So you can be happy for your opponent and sad for yourself and still be respectful towards them.
This might be a little bit harder of a question to answer, but what do you do, or how do you respond when you're the player on the other side? You know, let's not even call them opponent. Let's just, the player on the other side who we want to be respectful to and we should be respectful to. What do you do when that respect is not being given?
That's super tough, because I've seen people taunt towards my friends, and that triggers me a lot. But we've also been on the receiving end of taunts. And I just have to pray and calm myself down.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it, but I don't want it to mess up my game.
Right.
So I can't control him. There's nothing I can do. And if I try to control him in my mind, then that's going to mess me up. And if my game messes up, then I'm just not happy.
Right, right.
So I think it's just trying to shut everything off. If you don't want to see him taunt, turn around immediately. Talk to your partner.
Right.
I think that's what we did the last time. So instead of waiting and checking, oh, is he going to taunt again? We're just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or we did the opposite too. When they do make a good shot, they're taunting and you're like, hey, that's a great shot.
Just completely kill them with kindness.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's hard, but then you just have to do it so that you can still be excellent on the game. You don't want to throw it because somebody's doing that.
Would you?
But if I can report it to the ref, and if it's really out of line, then I would.
Right. Yes. Always appeal to your referees. They are for you. They're not against you. Have you ever? Do you think that some organizers or some referees need or should consider a higher standard for sportsmanship?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I want sports to be about skill.
Yes.
And you don't want it to look like they're shouting, fighting on court, and it's not even about pickleball anymore, because it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually.
You want the audience to focus on how good the shots are, how good the plays are, not somebody screaming insults towards the other person.
Right. While the ref is just there,
yeah,
not doing anything.
So I think, so that we can all work towards just being more skilled athletes and not trying to do mind games just to throw your opponent off.
Right. So here's to more fairness and more strictness from our refs and our organizers. Have you ever chosen fairness over winning?
Yeah, all the time.
What is that?
Obviously, I make poor line calls, but if they overrule, fine, I'm not going to fight the ref.
Yeah.
Because I might not have seen it, or I may really be right and the ref did not see it. Fine, I respect the ref.
Yeah.
I choose respect over winning.
Yeah.
Before, I played a semifinals match or quarterfinals match, and my opponent, this is in PPA Australia.
Okay.
So it's non-refed. It's not so
interesting.
It's just the two of us,
Yeah.
and then my opponent friend started getting cramps, so she had to stop, and I'm like, okay, let's stop.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, okay, she has 10 minutes
Yep.
or else I'm going to win.
Right.
No, I helped her.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that speaks so much louder than the fact that, at 9 minutes and
yeah, I
30
lost.
seconds.
It's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, I gained a friend. That's more important than winning.
Right. And that speaks so much louder than the fact that you beat her
Yeah.
in the moment, because you can share that.
Like,
here in
I'm
this.
really good friends with her now.
That's awesome.
That was our first, I think, legit friendly interaction. And I'm glad that I put her personhood over my win.
Right. Right. Bigger than pickleball. Bigger
Yeah.
than the sport.
Yeah. And also, sorry about the whole being sportsman-like.
Yeah.
Kids are watching sports.
Yes.
We don't want also other people, especially kids, to think that we have an excuse to be mean to people just because we're in a game. Sports should never be a reason and be like, oh, what happens on court stays on court. No, if you respect them off court, you respect them on court.
Right, right. Actually, so this the time that we're shooting this video, we recently just concluded a really big tournament, and Sarah and Leander are the ones who championed and podiumed in that tournament. My son, who just turned 7, was watching. He was there. I was refereeing the finals. At least I was there to referee. And my son did something post-tournament that I've never seen him do to date. And that was when all the videos started going on to YouTube, going on to Facebook. My son has, like, for the last few days, he's just replaying over and over and over. And we give our son a little bit of screen time each day. We're not perfect parents, but we give him a little bit of screen time each day. And usually it's something completely child related. But over the last few days, he keeps replaying the same videos over, and it's all of the championship matches. And just the other night before I came down here to Manila, he goes, "Dad, look at this pro player." And he's pointing out how it's really interesting. He's pointing out how what you just said a second ago, like the player is congratulating the opponent. And my son at 7 years old can see that. So of course he's so interested in the two-hand backhand and these crazy shots that these skilled pro players can pull off. And my son is attempting to do that already. But it's just interesting that those little things, it's not even live anymore. It's a recorded video. And my 7-year-old is noticing that. So all the more, all the more that
it matters.
It matters, exactly. All right, so the next question, Sarah, that I want to talk about is being competitive. Because at the end of the day, as an athlete, I was going to play baseball before at university level, and then I had a career-ending injury, so I never got the chance to play for college or university baseball, but I was there. It was 5 to 7 hours every day, and there is, I would say, a healthy level of competitiveness and a healthy level of discipline where day in and day out, you're training and your goal is to reach something. And so at your level, where do you draw the line, I guess, between being competitive but also not being disrespectful, having that athletic drive that all of us athletes who either at one point were an athlete or currently are an athlete, everybody knows that feeling of that athletic drive to do your best, right? But doing it where you can still be respectful is there a line to draw? You know, is there a point where too much is too much? Is it okay to yell or say, let's go?
This is during a game?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it always depends on your purpose.
Right.
So sometimes I get really, really loud. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was telling my team, I will either go all out with my emotions or shut them completely. Depends on the opponent.
Interesting.
So there are games where I need to let it out and I shout, but not towards my opponent. So maybe I'm going to go like, yeah, and close my eyes because I'm pumping myself.
Right. Right.
But I'm never going to lock eyes with my opponent, trying to intimidate the person.
Right.
Because I would never do that outside. So
right.
I just feel like I can't be a separate person off court and on court.
Right.
So I think it's okay to shout if you're shouting at yourself, trying to pump yourself. It's not okay if you're trying to bring yourself down. Because again, ideally you would want to do to yourself, respect yourself as well. So if you're not going to do that to your opponent, so don't criticize yourself as well.
Right. Right.
But sometimes, like I said, I would completely shut myself down because sometimes I feel like if my emotions are wide open for everyone to influence, then the crowd can influence my emotions and then that might throw me off. So if you saw me at BP2, I mean in BLP, I was so quiet because I shut down my emotion and I just focus on strategy because that would be the best gameplay for me in that moment.
Interesting. Interesting. So it depends on who you're playing, but at the same time, treat the person on the other side of the net with the same respect that you want to be treated with. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, not as they do to you. Cool. As you're being competitive and as you're in the middle of a point, how do you? Obviously, there's time where you build momentum, right? Yeah. And you want that because momentum oftentimes is how you can win a game. Like a momentum shift can happen or a change can happen, and all of a sudden you're on a rise, and sometimes you finish the game strong with that momentum. How do you compose yourself where you can keep that competitiveness and composure, but also not get to a point where you're basically you're going beyond.
I think you have to explore it kasi for yourself. I think some people ruin their game because they allow their negative self-talk to overpower focusing on the game.
And can that kind of sometimes look like, I have to win this next point, or I have to beat this player, or I have to do this next thing, and then when you don't...
Yeah, so I think at the end of it all, you have to pre-accept things before you step on court. You will miss some rallies. You may not play your best pickleball. You may lose. You have to pre-accept those things. And then you just have to deal with it rationally and not emotionally. You can get frustrated, but not to the point that you just throw your whole game, because obviously you're getting frustrated because you want to win.
Right.
But if you allow yourself to get so frustrated, then you're not going towards your goal. Yeah. And for me, I think I've learned that you just have to deal with what's in front of you. So if your forehand's it's not making it, then go to your backhand. Yeah. It's all strategy. Right. If you're, again, we go back to identity. If it's detached to it, then you're not going to be so frustrated. You can be like, I played bad, or I lost. Yeah. Too bad. Right. Back to training. But you there's the next game. Yep. Yeah, there's the next tournament. There's the next game. I'm going to try to work on that, see if I can do better on the next tournament. So I feel like if a player is secure in themselves before a game, I mean, just generally, then they won't be so frustrated on court and won't be so disrespectful towards other people on court. Right, right. Because you're not trying to prove anything. Right. You just want to play some pickleball.
Right, right. What would you say is or was the toughest mental moment that you've had in the sport where you really had to compose yourself, or the toughest moment where you really had to lock in or control your emotions? Is there one that comes to mind and how you overcame it?
Okay. 2 things come to mind.
Okay.
And the first one was in our MLP Australia.
Okay.
We were fighting for 9th. It was a super close match, and I felt myself getting super tight. I couldn't make a drop, couldn't make a dink. I have not gotten that tight in so long. Mm-hmm. And I kind of didn't know what to do at that moment because it's rally scoring.
Right. Every point, every serve matters.
But I like how I handled it because I've worked on it so much in my career that I kind of knew how to handle it at that point. So instead of getting so frustrated that I couldn't make balls, I talked to my partner and I talked to my team and I said, guys, I'm so tight. If you want to take the third, take the third. I'm just going to try to make balls.
Yeah.
We eventually lost that match and then it's next mixed doubles.
Okay.
And I told my team specifically, I'm too tight right now. I want you both to go first. And I need to compose myself and figure out how to get out of it.
Wow.
And when Leander and I did the 4th mixed doubles, which is the deciding game, so the pressure is there. We either close it or we go to a dream breaker.
Right.
Leander and I were talking, and he knows I'm tight. And then we were like, okay, let's do some rallies first. Slow down your breathing, slow down your movements.
Yeah.
And then the game starts. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to slow down everything. Yeah. I'm going to get a rhythm.
Yep.
And then eventually I got it. And in the middle of the game, I'm like, okay, I'm here. Yeah. My dings are fire right now.
That's awesome.
So it was tough because you can tell that I wasn't making balls, but then it was also freeing because I wasn't keeping it to myself.
Right.
I was telling all my teammates, I mean, you can see it that I'm tight, but I'm also verbalizing it. And I'm not ashamed to tell you guys that I'm really nervous and I'm really tight and I need your help. So that's one. And
open communication with your team.
Super important. Because there's nothing wrong with being tight or nervous. Right. We all get tight and we all get nervous. Yeah. And I'm happy that I was able to discover that, how to deal with it. Yeah. Which is talk about it. So for everyone getting tight, just tell your partner you're tight.
Secret tip.
The other one is when I know I'm coming into a tournament and I know that the crowd might be too loud and would be against me, I mentally prep myself ahead of time. And I pre-accept that they're probably going to cheer for your mistakes. They're probably going to cheer for your out balls or your net serves or whatever. Accept it. It's going to happen. And you just have to accept if you lose and they gloat about it, you have to I pre-accept all that. So when I feel like I'm in a tournament where somebody or really wants to beat us and it's going to be all over the news. Right. I just pre-accept everything and I'll be like, even if they do, that's okay. Even if we lose, it's okay. Even if they say, or even if all the thoughts would be like, you can't lose, no, accept it. Yeah. Even if you lose, that doesn't mean you're not a good player. That's fine. You're still going to play pickleball. Right. So that's when I tell you that I try not to use my emotion in the game. Because I can still play without emotion. Right. Because I train so much. I mean, I know how to dink. I know how to drop. I know how to drive. I know how to firefight. I don't need emotions for that. Right. I can just play. I love smiling on court. Yeah. But if I shut down one part of my emotions, I shut down everything. So I can be very straight-faced, but I can be so locked in. Right. I'm still happy inside. But that's just strategy. Right. Yeah. So for that tournament that I shut myself, that was leading up to it was the toughest part because I had to do all the mental prep. Right. But when I'm on court already, I don't hear anything. And I'm so locked in.
Yeah.
And after the tournament, I'm like, wow, I've never played that way, but that is a breakthrough tournament for me.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you mentioned something earlier about playing in Australia. A lot of athletes either haven't yet, or maybe as they're just starting their career in pickleball, are dreaming of playing abroad. What is it like preparing and going to another country and joining an international tournament, an international league?
Yeah.
What is that experience like?
It's great. There's nothing to lose.
Mm.
And you have people there. Australia's pretty chill.
Yeah.
People don't say anything if you win or lose. So it's actually fun.
Fun and free.
Fun and freeing.
Yeah.
To play, because you know you're going to play against really good players, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose. If you win, I mean, amazing. You're validated that all your training is good, has been working. And if you lose, it's okay. I mean, the level there is super high too.
Yeah.
And I know that even if I lose outside PPA, APP, I'm just going to get better.
Right.
I'm not, especially outside, it's so freeing to lose. And I just feel like every time I compete abroad and I come home, I'm just a way better player than I was.
And that kind of leads me to another question that I want to ask. Like, what is something, whether it was your very first international tournament or even every international tournament, what is something, or what do you learn in these international tournaments when you're there, that when you come back, it's like, this is something that I've taken away, or this is something that
there's always a skill and a strategy to learn, because they all play different.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't say anything specific, but every experience, parang I can be like, I learned, yung naging tight ako. So it's different. It's nothing specific, but it's how I process things.
Yeah.
That I'm put into uncomfortable situation. I'm like, okay, this is another thing I need to unlock.
Yeah.
Kung may taunting player, that's another thing I need to unlock.
Right.
Or a partner that blames. Kasi women's doubles, I'm not always with one partner.
Right.
So if my partner is the type of person that either blames or just gets in her head, that's another thing I need to learn. So how do I deal with it when my partner is like that?
Right.
So different experiences na hindi ko nakukuha dito.
Right. And I am not a professional athlete, but I have had, by God's grace, quite a few opportunities now to go either back to the States, which is where I was born, or go to Japan about 6 times now in the last year and a half. And even myself, I learned the sport of pickleball here, but when I go to these other nations, whether it's to join an international tournament or to just play in a international open play, basically, there is so much that you learn.
Yeah.
And as a participant observer, where you are actively joining in the game, but you're also observing what's going on in the game. Like, there's so many things. I learned so much skill. Like, there's so many skill things that I learned that I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I never knew you could hit the ball that way.
Yeah.
Because those people just play a different game or a different style than
Yeah.
where I normally play in Baguio City. Same thing to when Sarah and Leander came up to Baguio City for the first time. I was like, oh my goodness, like, there's so much more to learn.
Yeah.
But there's also that composure thing that we were talking about earlier, where there's so much that you can glean on how people respect each other, how people compose themselves on the court, or what do they do to lock in and make sure that they're ready for the next ball.
Also,
So,
the crowd. It's just one thing I learned in Vietnam. I love the crowd in Vietnam.
yeah.
They're super wild in their cheering, but they're cheering for both sides.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not on one side. Even if we're foreigners, they're not like heavily cheering on one side.
Right.
When the point is good, everybody cheers. Cultural things and personality things you learn from your partners and from the places you visit that you take home, and you're like, these are good practices that we should adopt.
Yeah. So our last bit that we have for Coach Sarah today is more on your role model and your legacy that you want to leave behind. So first off, do you feel a responsibility to be a role model on the court?
Yeah. I was never put into this place of influence until pickleball.
Mm.
So parang I feel like obviously people started knowing me more and following me more when I started doing well in pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a really big, just my personality. I'm like that. I'm INFJ. I'm a world changer.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel the responsibility to influence people, the community,
Yeah.
for good.
Right. Right. And if you don't know Sarah, like one of the things that I find really unique and interesting about you as a player is she has so many great posts online, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or
I like writing.
Writing, exactly. Like she's got some really good, lengthy, like great content in your posts that you write. And I know that so many players read that and they're just soaking up every bit of it. So I guess one, thank you, but at the same time, like continue doing it because I think so many people still need to hear those things that you're advocating for, or especially on the mental side as well. You know, so in your role model role, is there one thing that you want to encourage the viewers of this video with?
Parang ang dami kong naisip. But I guess it's always put people over wins. People over medals.
Mm.
People over wins. I mean, relationships last longer than medals.
Right.
We shouldn't be fighting over pickleball.
Right.
Or titles. Sports should bring us together.
Yeah, exactly.
Not divide us.
And pickleball is one of those unifying global sports that does bring everybody on the court together, even if you can't even speak the same language.
Yeah.
So in terms of values and who you are, what values matters most to you as an athlete?
So obviously I'm a believer and I'm a Christian, and the two main commands, love God, love people. I try to love God by being excellent in what I do, in the gifts that He has given me, the talent. As much as possible, if I could bridge people to God, then I would, in my opportunities to talk to people, pray for them, share God's word. And the other one is love people. Again, treating them with kindness, respect, putting them over medals and wins. That's the most important thing to me. I hold pickleball very loosely. As a professional pickleball player, very, very loosely. I know it's not going to be forever. Every time I step on court, I'm like, it's not going to be forever. God brought me here for a reason, so use it for something more than just gaining medals and titles and wins. That's not my priority. It never was. That's why I don't really keep all my medals. I give them away.
Wow.
Every time I win a medal, I think of somebody who has contributed to that tournament, and I give my medal to that person.
No way. That's so cool.
It's not like a, congratulations me.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's somebody has helped me. And obviously I know God has given me the opportunity. God gives me my sponsors, my health, my talent.
Right.
So that, loving God, loving people.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. Sarah, thank you so much for making this video. We're going to have a quick fire round of questions before we close it out. So question number one, singles or doubles?
Doubles.
Favorite country to play in?
Vietnam.
Toughest environment to be in?
Windy.
One word for Philippine pickleball?
Growing.
And wide body, elongated or hybrid?
I want to try wide body, but elongated.
Okay. Yeah, so Cypic Triton or Cypic Avatar all the way. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all the support. We're going to try to do more videos like this with top players around Asia and even in the States. And if you have any comments or any questions for Coach Sarah, we will try to answer those in the comment section below. If you want to share anything or if you can relate to some of the things that we talked about in this video, feel free to leave a comment as well. So thank you so much, Coach Sarah. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Until the next video, 002. Bye.
Bye.